Now, if you are able, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cotter Field on the campus of BC High. Di-Fi Video Productions is proud to present Eagles football. Today, the Eagles host the Crimson Tide of Everett. I'm John Galvin, along with the voices of the Eagles, Jake Taylor and Chris Curran. Gentlemen, welcome. First home game of the year. Beautiful night. Great game against Everett. This is going to be fun.
Thank you. Well, it should be a fun one. Friday night football is well and truly back here on the Boulevard. I'd like to thank the fine folks over at Di-Fi for allowing us on the broadcast.
Yeah, of course.
I'd like to welcome my colleague Jake Taylor here today as well. Jake, what are your thoughts today?
You know, well, the Eagles are coming into a brand new reloaded season with their new head coach, Coach Zukowskis. You know, played here as a student, played a few years in the NFL as well. Everett with the kickoff. And
Number 20, Jake Tyson, along with number 15, Kamoni Edmondor Elston, set for the receive the kick.
Here's the return by the Eagles. That's going to be number 20, Jake Issa with the run. He's going to be cut out by the Crimson Tide down near the 40-yard line as the Eagles are going to take over for offense.
we got a flag on the play. Looks like a horse collar by the Everett team here.
So this new look offense is going to take over. Jake, any thoughts on the changes made this season?
You know, well, I think they're going to be big on the run game this year. You know, they gotta pound the ball hard down the middle, try to open up the space, some space downfield for Barth and Babka, especially those two on the edges. You know.
That's right. They've been a very run-heavy offense this season. A big change from what they've experienced previously. Here's Smith's snap to Carroll.
Number 6, Carter at quarterback for the Eagles.
The run from Richard. He's going to get a couple yards there. That's going to be near a first down for the Eagles, and I believe they're going to move the chains up on this one.
Yeah.
Just short, I believe. Second down and 2.
You know, they bring Ryan and Richard in that wishbone package, and you never really know who they're going to go to. You know, they're both big guys, big power backs, and they got speed. I'll tell you that. So they can make quick movements and cut up when they need to.
They do. It's a very deceptive offense, as the second play of the game is going to go to Carroll. O'Donnell in motion. Pass to the right side. Richard's going to get his second action of the play. He's wrapped up by the Crimson Tide, but only before the Eagles pick up their first down of the game.
You know, they can run the ball, but they can also catch. Dual threat running backs, I tell you that.
This offense can do it all under Coach Z. They're going to look to have a new look and move that football as much as they can. A lot more dynamic offensive play. We saw that short pass to Richard go down to the right-hand side. Here's Carroll again, 1st and 10, near the 30.
some confusion going on.
Carroll the pass. Over, and he's going to be all the way in for the touchdown. That's Brendan Ryan. He's going to take it all the way in. That's 6 on the board for the Eagles early on. What an offense to start with as they charge all the way down the field.
You know, that was quick. That was quick, Chris. These kids can move the ball, I'll tell you that.
Wow. They're going to go for 2 early on. No, they're going to kick this for an extra point. That's going to be Tommy Coleman.
Yeah,
on the extra point.
Definitely something that we've seen new this year. Last year, it seemed like they go for 2 after every touchdown. Now it looks like we got ourselves a little kicking game here.
Yeah, Richard on the hold.
The kick is up, and it's good. Little line drive down to the low right-hand side of the uprights, and it's good. 7-0 Eagles on the board early. They charge down the field nice and quick. Carroll with a good first drive, and that's big. That's going to get his confidence up moving into this game as the Eagles are now going to kick off to the Crimson Tide. 7-0 Eagles here in Dorchester.
Yep. Looks like we have LaPointe doing kickoffs here for the Eagles.
That's a kicker that can make a tackle if need be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do the kickoff for the Eagles.
I believe that's Barrios returned the ball. Solo
Yeah, that's
back there,
John
yeah.
Barrios.
Yeah.
Down near the Crimson Tide 10-yard line as LaPointe's going to kick that with his left boot. All the way back to Barrios returning. He's going to take it. He's going to go past one Eagle, but he's going to get wrapped up by O'Donnell on special teams.
Yeah.
Good physicality from the Eagles early on here.
And it looks like Nichols helped out on that too. Yeah.
Brought down by number 40, John Nichols.
Crimson Tide are going to look to answer after being down a touchdown here early at the Boulevard. They're going to look to start some offense courtesy of Rodriguez as the Crimson Tide find themselves down 7 early, not the way they wish to start, with about 10 minutes still left to go in the first quarter.
Number 14, Carlos Rodriguez.
Barrios in motion. Here's Rodriguez. The early pass play. That's going to be too far for Barrios, who was running off to the left-hand side, down by the 35. That's going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 here for Everett.
You know, Barrios got some good room on that one. You know, the secondary is going to need to close in a little tighter if they want to cover that well.
Just outside the Everett 22-yard line.
Going to have a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Everett Crimson Tide. 9:43 left to go here in the first quarter. Rodriguez is going to carry. Good run by Rodriguez. He's eventually wrapped up. No, he's not. He's going to stay on his feet. Then he's going to be taken down. Good run from Rodriguez. He's going to pick up a little over 30 yards there.
Rodriguez on the keeper.
Down at the 44-yard line of Crimson Tide.
Gain of about 26 on the play. Good for an Everett first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Showing Santiago in the backfield. You know, he's a quick guy.
That's going to be to number 8, Ortiz, the wide receiver.
The number 8, Yariel Ortiz.
He's going to pick up about 4 yards on that play.
You know, Chris, coming into this game, he's definitely Everett's #1 threat on the wing there. He's a fast, you know, strong. You know, he's got great hands. You know, they're going to look to him. most passing plays, I'd say. Him and Barrios.
His ability to catch anything really within his range is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And it's a good reason as to why Rodriguez looks to find him often on their offense. Here comes the second down for the Crimson Tide. Run down the middle. They're going to pick up a couple. It's going to be a 3rd and short. That was Santiago on the run play.
Manuel Santiago on the tackle. Brought down by number 55, Elijah Alcorn Crowder. And it'll be about 3rd down and 2.
You know, this is a big stop for the Eagles, you know. Trying to stop this momentum here that the Everett offense seems to have built up.
This stop on 3rd and short would be a big misery compiler for the Eagles after starting with their touchdown. Rodriguez throws to the right side. They're going to get the 1st down over to Armani there with a nice play. The Everett Crimson Tide seems to be answering quite well on this offense. They're going to be down near the 40, just short of it.
Yeah, they're taking their small passes. They're taking those check downs, not always forcing those deep balls, and you know that shows a wise quarterback back there, yeah, for sure.
Well, this team, especially this defense, has shown to be pretty disciplined so far this season, as Richard looks like he jumped offside, or somebody else did on the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be an offsides.
They're going to move up 5 yards.
5 yards offsides on the Eagles. Make it 1st and 5.
Yeah, the Federation rule there I really didn't like when they changed over to it. If you jump off sides, it's an automatic penalty. You don't get an opportunity to come back. Not a rule I like, but I guess when it's against you, you don't like it. When it's for you, you do like it.
Yep. Good pass to the left side. That's going to be Legal with the pickup. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. The chains are going to be moved.
Pass complete to number 5, Gideon Legal. Good for an Everett 1st down.
The Everett Crimson Tide spreading a decent offense to start with as they're going to approach the Eagles' red zone. The red zone defense has proved to again be pretty disciplined with their secondary as well as their defensive line so far. They're going to look to keep up that momentum as they have a 2-0 start coming off the bye week as well. They're going to jump on sides quickly. Pardon, here's Rodriguez. Drops back. Niche on the tackle. We have a flag on the play, but Rodriguez is brought down near midfield.
It's going to be a face mask call, most likely. Not sure though, we'll see here. Looked like it's me. Yeah.
This play looks like it's coming right back down to where it started.
Personal foul, looks like, yep. Boys are moving back, they know it.
That is a face mask. Good call from my colleague there, as this one's going to head back to where it came from. Good pass rush though to burst through that coverage.
Yeah.
I wonder where the face mask actually took place.
Looked like Rodriguez was, you know, in the grasp and then was escaping, and as he was getting away, we reached up and yanked on it pretty good. Unfortunately, that's a big penalty. Bring him down to the 15-yard line. Dang.
It's the second costly penalty of the drive, as Everett is going to find themselves just outside the 10 inside the red zone.
They've moved Mikey Smith on and got Liam Lee off, so they're going for a bit bigger of a package here.
As we had somebody else in the interior of the line jump offside, it looked like there by the Eagles. This one looks like it might go 5 yards again here. Another penalty from the Eagles on defense. Need to stay disciplined. It's been their motto this season. And it's Barrios who's going to take the snap. He's going to get wrapped up. Good jump there by the Eagles defense. And that was O'Donnell on the play.
Brought down by number 44, Tommy O'Donnell.
Yeah, O'Donnell had a big game down in Fairfield. He was an animal down there, all over the place.
O'Donnell's been a solid fixture for the Eagles defense for a couple years now into his senior season, now looking to take more of a leadership role on this team. Second down, the snap to Barrios. To Rodriguez. Fumbles the toss there, but he's going to get through, and he's going to put 6 on the board for Everett as they find themselves within 1. They answer with a touchdown of their own. 7-6 here. That was Ortiz. Yariel Ortiz with the touchdown. 6 on the board for the Crimson Tide. They find themselves within 1 here in Dorchester. They're going to go for the extra point to tie it. 4:31 left to go in quarter 1.
You know, Ortiz really is versatile, showing off that speed there on that jet touch pass. A lot of good blocks there on that left side too.
That kick's going to be up and through the uprights. Tied game here at Morrissey Boulevard, 7-7, as the Eagles are going to look to start another offense, and Carroll's going to look to charge down the field, similar to how he did in the first drive.
Yeah, an amazing answer there by the Crimson Tide. You know, that touchdown play, you saw Ortiz look like it was going to be a disaster, kind of bobbled it, grabbed it in, got a nice block on the corner. He's a dynamic player, he really is.
The Everett cheerleaders over on the other sideline.
We got Kamani and Jake Issa back for the return for BC High. Looking to get another big one.
And the kick from Everett is going to come courtesy of Brito, the short kick. It's going to be caught by the number 36, Colton Blind, who's going to be taken down at about the 44-yard line, as the Eagles are going to look to answer back with a touchdown of their own. And Jake, you have to expect a little bit of a grudge match today, an all-out war of attrition, tied game so far inside the first quarter.
Yeah, Chris, these offenses have shown that they have weapons and they can use them. You know, if we want to see some big stops, the defense is going to have to come up. But it seems like it's going to be an offensive brawl today.
All kinds of movement here on this play by the Eagles as Carroll's going to collect from Smith. The toss to Richard on the left side. He's going to get wrapped up immediately. A play by Barrios right away, who's done much on offense and defense so far in this game. Clearly a big weapon for the Everett Crimson Tide.
He can do it both sides of the ball, I tell you that. Special player.
And the Eagles find themselves second down and behind here with a 2nd and 13 for the Eagles. And they're going to be down near their own 40-yard line as Carroll's going to look to turn around the momentum of this offense.
Crowley out left.
The pass from Carroll, he's going to connect. And that was Colin Crowley on the catch, a new fixture in the Eagles offense. Good noticing there by Jake, my colleague, to pick out Crowley. Good movement there by Crowley to collect that football, and a nice pass from Carroll. Good speed on it. First down inside the Crimson Tide half now, past the 45-yard line.
You know, the Eagles have those 2 big receivers. Crowley kind of slips under the radar a bit, as you can see on that play. He was pretty wide open there in the secondary.
Richard's going to be close to the action here as Nichols heads to the right side of the line. Richard on the carry, he's going to look to bulldoze his way through. That's been a real fixture of their offense thus far this season. Their 2 wins at LaSalle and at Fairhaven were good examples of how the run game can just win you football games. Second down and a little bit to go here on this offense, right on the 35-yard line. Smith, the snap to Carroll. Smith has been just a real rock in the middle of their line. Barth is going to have to get low to collect that one, but it looks like that ball hit the ground.
No, it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication between them, you know.
Don't know if that was a low throw from Carroll or maybe just a miscommunication.
Yeah, there's a lot of room there. If he was able to connect that, he was going for a lot of yards. It was
Everett 34
good, big drawn-up play there. He was wide open coming back down the line.
Big third down here for the Eagles.
It's going to be third and just a little bit left to get this first down. The toss to Richard, who's going to run all the way through and get a first down. It's really all you need on a play like that. You saw in Manti's offense, the Eagles would oftentimes throw it even on a third and short, but they're going to stick to their run game and their strengths. Big reason as to why they're one game so far and 0 losses coming off the bye week.
You know, they brought out the double tight end for that, LaPointe and Nichols. Those are two big bodies on that right side that can really shove a line the other direction. And you see you saw Richard really use that strength to his advantage there.
Good run from the Eagles as they have a first down on the Everett 29-yard line. The pass from Carroll on first down. He's going to jet that one. No flag on the play. Back towards the end zone. Chirp Nation down to the right-hand side is not too happy with the no call there.
Yeah, they want that one, but it looked pretty back and forth to me, I'd say. Yeah.
You have to say it was pretty decent coverage there.
Yeah, sure was.
Second down, that was an incomplete pass, looking for Barth down towards the end zone.
chance for Renault on the cover.
Yeah, good thing we don't have replay because I don't think we would have liked it. Chirp Nation would have been yelling even longer.
Yeah.
Looked like around the 5-yard line, he grabbed him around the waist. But
Yeah.
Bring up second down and 10 for the Eagles.
great throw, though.
Mm-hmm.
Short pass to Barth. He's going to look to beat his first guy, and he's going to go in all the way for the touchdown. Carroll to Barth connection strikes again. Touchdown, Eagles.
You know, that stutter step was just something else. That was great. What a juke. And he used the speed to get up the line. That was amazing.
And it goes to show this connection between Carroll and Barth, as Carroll down to the right-hand side hypes up Chirp Nation. They're going to get their second touchdown of the game. And what a beautiful play that was. Barth shows short, the little check step to get by the first man. And he's going to go all the way in for the touchdown. Here's Coleman with the extra point to put the Eagles up 7. That's another line drive, but that one is going to be good. 14-7 Eagles, 28 seconds left to go here at the first quarter at Dorchester.
First quarter, score is BC High 14. Everett 7.
I told you, Chris, this was going to be an all-out offensive brawl. They're showing it. I'll tell you that.
And you just wonder now if Rodriguez and Everett can answer back with a touchdown of their own as they find themselves one touchdown down at this point in time. Little left to go in this first quarter as LaPointe is going to kick this one off. Barrios is back for the Crimson Tide.
Back for Everett is number 1, Barrios.
LaPointe with the left-footed boot goes back to the 20. That's going to be Legal on the carry. He's going to take it all the way to the right-hand side. Decent little run there as Everett's going to pick it up around their own 35-yard line. Just 17 seconds left to go in this first quarter as they're going to look to charge down the field with the limited amount of time that they have.
You know, starting position in high school football is an extremely important thing. If you can have a good special teams unit that can pin a team inside the 20, you're doing your job, you know. And without a real staple kicker for the Eagles, that hasn't really been consistent throughout the past couple of years. So, you know, I think they're going to try to improve on that a little more as the season goes on.
Well, you've seen them play a little bit more passive football when it comes to at least kicking the extra point. But they've definitely become a hard-nosed, run-it-down-your-throat ball club so far this season. And it really goes to show with the amount of wins they have. Also with this lead today, the touchdowns were big plays, but it was what got them there that really counted so far. Here's Rodriguez out to Legal. On the run, he's going to be wrapped up by 3 Eagles. Richard, Babka, and O'Donnell, I believe, were in there on Legal right as he collected that pass from Rodriguez.
You know, all 3 of those guys are going on to play collegiate sports. Babka and O'Donnell are going up to Maine to play at Bowdoin. O'Donnell's also playing baseball and football, dual sport. Richard's going to UMass for a little baseball, but you know, he's a strong boy. He can play on this football team, I'll tell you that.
And O'Donnell, we talk about a guy that's got all the intangibles. He can really play defense and offense, both sides of the ball. And it goes to show why he is a collegiate athlete playing 2 sports. As that's going to conclude the first quarter, as the teams are going to huddle up here. And the Eagles are going to look to have a good, high-disciplined defense to start this quarter.
The Crimson Tide's going to come at you with that same intensity they did the first drive. You know, that defense really needs to pick up their game if they want to stop those.
We have 2 dynamic offenses going at it. It's almost like watching the Chiefs and the Rams play a couple of years ago, that game.
That was a game, I'll tell you that, Chris.
And
Some are calling it the greatest regular season game of all time.
I think it's up there for sure. And just what these teams have been able to do offensively so far has been pretty special to see. It's just about the defense now, as the teams are going to switch side, and Rodriguez is going to take this snap.
We got Ortiz and Cox on the far right side. That's going to be a battle all day.
It's a good one-on-one matchup. We have them all across the field, as this run's going to go right up the gut. And the run defense won't be too pleased with that. A little bit of a quick snap, hurry up from Everett. That was Santiago on the carry for about 10, as that's going to be good enough for the first down. The chains move up here for Everett, closing in on midfield here in the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter, here at Morrissey Boulevard.
Seems like these teams have similar strategies when it comes to their offense.
Rodriguez, the pass, that's cut out by LaPointe. Great athletic play there, moving out to his left-hand side. Good defense and way to get a hand in there, as Coach Z's all fired up on the sideline after that one.
You know, he can kick the ball, but he can also make those plays in the open field, I'll tell you that. He's a special player. Big kid. Big kid.
Bring up second down and 10. Everett.
Good showing from Chirp Nation here today. Large student section. You expect nothing less. Their first home football game of the season, as Santiago is going to take that for the carry once more. 3rd and short here for Everett. But again, the offense and the defense of the Eagles really rely on this student section to get them fired up for the game. And, you know, that attitude is really infectious, and it shows on the field.
Yeah, when the boys are getting rowdy in those stands, your heart starts pumping on the field. You know, you want to make the play for not only the guy beside you, but the guy you're going to see in class tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yep. Big play right here.
Could be a momentum play right at midfield. Rodriguez is going to take this himself almost wrapped up, and he just gets it, I think.
Yeah, looks like he got the first.
Good.
In my opinion, yep.
Good second effort there.
Yep, first down.
By Rodriguez.
And it's good for an Everett first down.
He's got skills. He's got skills, Chris.
He does.
He's fast and he's got that arm. I'll tell you that.
10 at the BC High 46.
We got Legal and Ortiz on the right. Trying to get the defense to jump there. Didn't happen.
And great burst off the line from O'Donnell to make that play, and the ball might be loose.
Hold on, hold on.
Waiting for a call from the referee, and he's going to point the Eagles' direction.
Ball, I'll tell you that.
That's what we're talking about. We needed the big play on defense, and there it is. They're going to look to build on their lead now. That's a big play from the Eagles' defense. Great pressure from O'Donnell on the run game.
I believe that was O'Donnell and Richard with that wrap-up. I don't know which of the two punched it out.
It looked like a team effort there on defense on the right-hand side.
Recovered by number 56 at the bottom of the pile, getting dirty down there.
Mikey Smith.
That's Mikey
Smith. You know, he gets down and dirty.
That's a dog right there.
Yep. He puts his nose on the grindstone for this team, I'll tell you that. He's football day and night. Day and night.
Here as the Eagles start their offense, Carroll running back onto the field after exchanging words with Coach Z. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 46. Here's Smith with the snap to Carroll. Carroll, the pass play, looking for Babka, who's wide open. He connects with him, Babka runs across, and that's all the way in for a touchdown. Their 3rd touchdown of the game. Another big play from Carroll, connecting with another one of his buddies. Conrad Babka is going to take that all the way in to the end zone. 27, BC High, 9:15 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Beautiful day for Friday Night Lights at the Boulevard, Jake.
You know, we were saying this before the game. Carroll's got 2 demons out wide for him. Babka and Barth are just a speed set. They're strong, they're tall, and you see there, that play was called up nicely. A little motion there. You got wide open on that play. Great throw by Carroll. Big
play by the Eagles, and here's DeLuke on the extra point. It's dropped. A little bit of a mishap there.
Yeah, looks like a miscommunication between Nichols and Richard on the snap there.
Yeah, snap was a little high.
Yep.
Still, what a play on sudden change. Unbelievable.
You know, Carroll going to William and Mary next year, committed this summer. You know, he's got a talented arm, I tell you that, and he's got a great feel for the field.
And that play was beautiful as well, because not only did Babka catch it, but the ability to read the defense and run across the field to take it all the way into the end zone was also tremendous as well. Good football IQ from Babka. Here as LaPointe kicks off, 20-7 Eagles, as that extra point goes haywire.
Number 24, Josh LaPointe.
It's going to be Barrios again for the return here. He can do some damage in the open field.
Here comes the kick from LaPointe. Good kick there. Barrios is going to pick it up off of one bounce. He's going to be stuffed by the Eagles special teams. That was number 3. Liam Lee on the play.
Liam Lee and Sorrell getting down there fast, and that's what I was just saying about special teams. If you can make them start inside their own 20 in high school football, that is perfect to set up your defense for success. I'll tell you that.
And they just left Rodriguez with a mountain to climb here with their offenses. They have to now answer with that big play and that connection between Carroll and Babka. The defense are going to look to have another big play like they did their last drive.
Defensive coordinator, Coach Wash, you know, he preaches turnovers. You want to go for turnovers. You want to make them happen. You don't just let them happen. You want to force turnovers. You want to get that ball for your offense.
Rodriguez, the short pass.
Ooh. O'Donnell with that big hit stick on Barrios. Got a few yards on that one.
Another big hit by O'Donnell as he wraps up Barrios.
Brought down immediately.
It's going to be second down and about 5.
O'Donnell's got some power behind those tackles, I'll tell you that. Some strong legs.
And the speed and the acceleration and burst off the line is something to speak about as well.
It's a hard man to tackle in Barrios. You know, he's fast and big, so.
Snap to Rodriguez, that's going to be Santiago with the carry.
He's quick, he's shifty, I'll tell you that.
O'Donnell with another big tackle right there, sticking him in the hole.
3rd and short here for the Everett Crimson Tide.
About 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
What do you see coming here? Another run play to try and get those couple yards they need?
You know, that's what it's been looking like today. I think they're going to Santiago or Rodriguez on this one. I think the past couple of 3rd and shorts, Rodriguez has kept it. Looks like they're going to go one back here. So pretty likely we got a run play here this far into their territory.
And it looked like we had somebody jump offside again from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
That looked like Matt Halloran, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a little jump by the line, maybe a little jump by the O-line. Nope. Looks like it's.
It looked like an exterior
Yeah.
defenseman, a D lineman
Yeah, it's gonna be.
on the outside. But
Coach Zook was hoping it was going the other way, but you know, sometimes your boys just jump too soon. He did kind of get back there, like we were saying earlier with the rule change, but you know, it's on the jump.
Yeah,
even
once
if you
you're
get
over,
back,
you know, it's a great weapon for the offense, honestly, on a short yardage like that. If you can get a hard count, you're excited D lineman, you really want to go, and they get you.
the snap to Rodriguez. Number 8 is going to stay with the ball. That's Ortiz. He's running like crazy there behind the line of scrimmage. He's eventually wrapped up by the Eagles. You would have liked, if you're a BC High fan, to see that tackle made earlier. But they're not going to pick up anything on the play. In fact, they're going to lose a couple.
You know, Cox got in there pretty quick, I'd say, on that. But that just shows the athletic ability of Ortiz. I mean, he just spun right off that tackle and turned it the other way. And he almost caught the defense lacking a little bit. I know they practice pursuit a lot, and those boys are pretty proud of that. And that was a big showing of how they can run down any wide receiver in this game.
Rodriguez is going to take it himself. He's going to pick up a couple for a 3rd and long.
That was Big Eli on the tackle, just pancaking him.
Solid defensive showing here, but a little bit of just a misread on the last play by Everett and seemed to be costly.
Gain of a couple on the play. 3rd down and 8.
It's a huge stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, Everett 3rd.
Trying to keep some momentum their way. Trying to force a punt here or even a risky 4th down play.
Rodriguez on 3rd and 9. He's going to pass it. And it's intercepted by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to take it all the way into the end zone. He's going to slide down the pylon. 26-7 Eagles as Chirp Nation goes berserk down to the right-hand side. 5:16 left to go here in the 2nd quarter, but the Eagles pile it on defense this time.
Tommy O.D., man, he is versatile. You saw him jump that pass there, read the QB like a book, and use that speed, the stuff that he has, to get to that corner of the end zone. You know, he's a special player, special player.
He's been electric thus far this season, and he's continuing to show his mettle today as he's going to take that all the way into the end zone. Questionable decision there. It has to be set on offense by the Everett Crimson Tide. But Nate DeLuca is going to look to add on to this lead here. 26-7 Eagles.
Hopefully you have a good snap here. Oh,
another high snap. Richard's just going to have to fall on the ball here. Another mishap there on special teams. It's the kind of thing that really bothers you as a coach.
Yeah.
Football coaches are naturally perfectionists, and you just you don't want to see something like that.
Nope. The little things build up. I'll tell you that, Chris. And late in the game, could come down to a couple points, and you know, pretty big margin of score right now. But you never know with that Everett offense. They can be lethal. They can be lethal.
Well, that's definitely true, as well as the film room too. You don't want to be exposed in that room as well.
Sure.
Set to kick off with the Eagles.
Has to be said, the Eagles look like a really dynamic team, though, thus far today, as they lead by a hefty 19.
Not a lot of wind here on the kickoff either. It's usually pretty windy out here near the harbor.
LaPointe with the kick. It's going to be retrieved by number 13, Brito, who's going to drop it. And that looks like it's the Eagles' ball again.
Chirp Nation goes wild. Another special teams play by Sorrell Cox, and he gets down there as quick as a bullet and jumps on that ball.
Unfortunately, we have a flag down here around the 50.
Looks like it's going to be on the Eagles.
That's going to be on the Eagles. That's coming back.
Maybe an offsides on the.
You know, you hate to see that. It looked like an offsides.
Well, the Eagles' glory will be postponed at least for a moment.
Yeah, offsides.
So they're going to have to kick this off again.
Yeah.
So it looks like there was offsides on the kicking team, BC High. So BC High.
Chirp Nation not happy with that flag, as they usually aren't.
Some rowdy boys in that student section, I'll tell you that. Can't really change their mind when they got their mind set on something. No, not at all.
So
LaPointe is going to have to kick this again with a little bit of a recess in yards.
Oh, yeah. Back five, looks like. Yeah. Everett's moving up now, looks like.
You wonder if LaPointe can just get this all the way to Barrios, way in the backfield, who's solo back there. The Crimson Tide have packed two in front of him to return LaPointe's kicks today.
I believe that's Brito and
the left boot of LaPointe. That one goes a little bit shorter. That's a fair catch called.
It's Lassiter on the fair catch. Pretty smart being that close. That just shows good football IQ. You don't want to get railed.
Don't want to take any chances there. 5 minutes left to go. They need to put some points on the board, get back into this game before the end of the half.
Everett will take over 1st and 10. Looks like at their own 47 yard. 37.
The Crimson Tide offense huddles up on the far side as Rodriguez and their offense is going to take over.
We got Lee in there on the end instead of Smith in the middle, and I think they're going for more of a speed defense here with little time on the clock. You know, Everett needs to push the ball downfield, and they're going for the fast guys on defense.
You have Ryan and Barth in the secondary, who have provided tremendous pass coverage so far this season.
Rodriguez on the carry.
as that's Rodriguez who takes it himself, who's only going to pick up a few.
Good tackle by Richard there. And O'Donnell.
Gain of about 4 on the play. We got second down and 6.
Second down and 6 here for the Everett Crimson Tide. Here comes the snap. Rodriguez is going to take it himself. Big run up the middle. He's going to get separation. And he is going to be brought down outside the 10-yard line, inside the Eagles' red zone. And you have to wonder what went wrong on the run defense there. It looked like you could drive a truck through that gap.
Mario's on that carry.
Yeah, Kamani and Javon getting pretty burnt there, it looked like, but you know, thankfully they hawked him down there late. Rodriguez is fast, man. He is fast.
He is. He has some unbelievable speed off the jump, and you saw him just leg it and accelerate as he went further down the field. Looked like he was going to take that all the way to the house. Good recovery play by the Eagles defense to at least stop them short here, but they find themselves first and goal at the 10-yard line. The flip pass goes poorly, and there's a flag. There's not a flag. It's
Incomplete pass.
It's an incomplete pass.
Chirp Nation not happy, but technically that is a pass, not a handoff. So they're not going to get their way. And I just want to highlight Javon Scott here tonight. Not many throws going his way. He's playing pretty lockdown defense. Great defensive back in Javon Scott.
Everett is going to have a 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line, as they're going to look to put some points on the board before halftime. Rodriguez, the dish. Flag on the play.
Flags thrown everywhere.
A lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, holding, definitely. Yeah.
It's going to go back 5 yards here for the Everett Crimson Tide. 3rd down and a lot to go now. This offense has come from that burst play from Rodriguez into something that doesn't look too ideal, as they're going to have a 2nd down and long.
2nd and goal here, I think. Yeah, it looks like it.
Not ideal to have a 2nd and goal at the 20-yard line.
Big penalty. Big penalty, and you wonder if maybe they played that a little cleanly. That's a touchdown, but you know, maybe the holding aided the run a little bit, but.
Well, it so oftentimes does,
yeah.
And you have to think that it did,
yeah.
Courtesy of the amount of laundry on the field
yeah.
thrown by the referees.
Yeah. Few flags thrown on that play, I'll tell you that.
Still second down and goal from about the 20-yard line.
Here's Rodriguez, the pass into the end zone. And that looks like it's out of bounds, and that's going to be incomplete. Good pass coverage there.
You know, that's great coverage by Moni. You know, these DBs for BC High have been doing some great coverage down the field. All that Everett's big plays have come in the middle of the field or short checkdowns using their speed. When it comes to one-on-ones tonight, it's been all BC High on defense.
And you look at one-on-one matchups and just the toughness that football so often comes down to. The Eagles seem to be winning a lot of those battles, as one of the Eagles coaches hypes up Chirp Nation down to the right-hand side. But again, a decent throw by Rodriguez. Better to overthrow that than underthrow it into single coverage like that. But it just wasn't enough to bring the ball in for a touchdown. 3rd and extremely long here for the Everett Crimson Tide. The snap to Rodriguez. He's going to drop back. He's going to connect there with, and he just gets wrapped up by Babka. Good physical play right on his shoulders there.
No, I believe that was Legal on the catch. And you have to believe they take their 3 here, but you never know. This is an aggressive offense for the Crimson Tide. You know, they do have a good kicker.
And we got a timeout here, I believe, called by the Eagles.
Yeah. You know, you wonder what they're going to do here as an offense.
Everett calls timeout.
I'm expecting a pass play here. I don't think they have many weapons in terms of the field goal unit. So I believe they're probably going to pass this.
They might. You know, De Silva's got a pretty good leg. I was watching him in warm-ups, you know. But you never know. Just like BCI's had a few mishaps on the snaps. Could go either way. It's pretty risky, you know. Special teams isn't always the most practiced thing.
You know, looking at the score, 26-7, if they do kick the field goal and get it to 10, it's a 2-score game. Whereas if you go for it and don't get it, I mean, where are they at the 11-yard line? It's, you know, not a high percentage play here.
Nope.
But what little wind we have is in his face, so.
That is true.
Looks like the offense is on the field.
Yeah, it does.
Which makes sense. I mean, you're down 3 scores.
All right, 4th down and goal from the 10-yard
Well,
line.
Everett, despite it being only the first half, seems to need something and need it now. Here at the 10-yard line, the 4th down. Now or nothing for this Crimson Tide offense. A big play here for Rodriguez. He's going to have nothing there. He's going to roll out to the right. He's going to pass it. And incomplete. And the Eagles take over on the 10-yard line. Good discipline on defense.
Intended for Ortiz there, and that was close. That was close. That was a good throw on the run there by Rodriguez. And Ortiz almost got his hands on that one. You know, in terms of 4th and long on the goal line, that was a pretty well executed play if they could, you know, hold it in there. But
looked like he had a couple of options on the right side of the end zone there. And he almost connected with Ortiz. Decent, like you said, for that play where you're not expecting too much rolling out to the right-hand side. When you're kind of a backyard quarterback, a little bit of unknown there when you're holding on to the ball for that long on 4th down and long.
You know, Carroll's going to try to take these 2 minutes that he has and march the boys down the field.
Here's Carroll. He's going to drop back a little bit. The quick throw to Barth. Good way to get quick yards and get yourself out of bounds. That's going to connect for 10 as the chains are going to move up here. 1st and down for the Eagles on the 21.
And bonus on that, getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Exactly. No 2-minute warning here in high school football. I know if you're watching at home, you're probably a little used to that on Sundays.
We're actually seeing that in college now.
Yeah.
The 2-minute timeout, they call it.
Just to give the boys another break.
No, it's more commercials for the network to get their money.
A lot of movement.
Yeah.
Here's Carroll. The dish to Richard on the left-hand side. He's going to get a block from Barth, and he's going to take it himself. He's going to go all the way. No, yes, he is. He's going to stay in all the way for a touchdown. What a run by Richard.
Cow.
What an effort on the sideline. He got a great block by Barth. The number 2, the wide receiver, doing his part to set it up for a teammate. Richard takes it all the way to the house as Chirp Nation continues to get fired up today. Big touchdown for the Eagles. What a run by Richard.
You know, that was special. You know, he got to the outside pretty quick there, and Babcock laid an absolutely crucial block on that DB, and he was able to sneak around the safeties and stay in bounds around the 30.
Honestly, I don't know how he did it. Got by that last guy. He looked like they had him. And wow, what a run. Yeah. Unbelievable. Looks like BCI is going to go for 2.
Yeah.
BC High's just going to look to pile it on. 1:39 left to go in the half. What a beautiful second effort by Richard there to get it all the way into the end zone as the Eagles go for 2 here.
And this offense has looked pretty unstoppable.
And the toss to Ryan, who's going to run to the right-hand side, and he's going to get stopped short.
Oof.
Good play by Everett. That is great defense, you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big hit. That was a big hit, and Everett absorbed it pretty well there.
It's the kind of stuff that hurts your head. That hit, running off to the right-hand side as he's cut out. The Eagles still put up a healthy 32 this quarter, this half, pardon. As LaPointe is going to kick this off again for the Eagles special teams. As Everett special teams finds themselves back on the field with Berrios returning solo at the back.
And this special teams has been a pretty crucial part for the BCI Eagles tonight. You know, setting them up in good defensive field position. See if we can continue that late in this first half.
Here's the kick from the left boot of LaPointe. Brought in by Legal. Great play by special teams as 3 Eagles swarm Legal, and he's not able to get anywhere. Just past the 20 he goes, 1:31 left to go for the Everett Crimson Tide. Jake, is this enough time for them to find something offensively?
You know, you have to think with the weapons that they have in Rodriguez, Ortiz, and Berrios that, you know, they can put something together. I believe that they have the skills to do so. I mean, you saw BC High, they put up 6 points in what, 20, 30 seconds? You got to believe if they can do it, Everett can as well. It's just going to be up to the BCI defense to stop them.
Well, the big play is definitely a major feature in high school football as well. And you can see it happen really with any team. Pretty good run defense so far from the Eagles, but again, you know, that could open up a pass play, particularly on 3rd down, and that could be a large play as well. Here's Rodriguez. He's going to run all the way back, roll out to the left, and that's going to be short. Always a tough throw across your body like that. Incomplete, short for Legal. The wide receiver it was intended for, 2nd and 10. That's incomplete. 1:20 left to go in the half.
Halloran and Smith got in the backfield pretty quickly there. You know, those are 2 big, fast, strong guys. Rodriguez doing his job by getting out of their way and rolling out left.
And Rodriguez did well to not lose yardage on that play as well. Because Halloran and Smith, like you said, were right off the line, extremely fast. Still a 2nd and 10 though off the incomplete pass. Here's Rodriguez. He should have connected there. And Berrios is a little bit distraught with himself as that ball likely could have been brought in. He was made to stretch for it. 3rd down and 10, incomplete.
You know, Berrios usually makes those catches. He's a good player. A lot of stress on this offense right now, you know, that must make an impact on a wide receiver.
Absolutely, and when you have an offense that really relies on skilled positions as heavily as Everett does, it can wear on them. They really can't make every play, and the pressure just rises for them to be able to bring in all of those catches and all those big run plays. 3rd down and 10. Here's Rodriguez. The handoff to the left side. He's going to go through for this big play we've been talking about. Santiago is going to get by Barth. He's going to eventually be wrapped up by the Eagles secondary. There's the big play we were talking about. Just under a minute now to go. Now they find themselves in way better position to be able to score some more points before half.
You know, Santiago uses that speed. It seems like every time he touches the ball, he's getting 5+ yards. Maybe if they go to him a little more, it'll be a little bit different for this offense. Doesn't look like BCI has quite the right answer for Santiago.
Just tremendous speed off the jump from Santiago. Here's Rodriguez, 1st and 10.
Looks like a false start on Everett. That line went a little quickly there. Zook was right on it. Yep.
A little bit eager to get going there.
Yeah.
1st and 15 now. The spectacle of a larger play in front of the Everett Crimson Tide offense. 5 yards behind the first chain there, as they're going to have a 1st and 15. Longer play on first down, not what you wanted to see. Those really quite smaller penalties compared to personal fouls. The little offsides can really kill you, especially because we have another whistle here.
What's going on down here? Timeout? I don't know. I think the official timeout. They're taking the time to make sure everything's okay internally on the field with the stripes.
He wants it to be 56.
Little time change there was the problem.
A little bit of time is going to be added to the clock here.
Yeah.
56 seconds now left to go in the first half.
Santiago in the backfield.
A little bit of motion there from the Everett offense.
Yeah.
Looked as though
Barrios jumped.
Now we have a flag.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on Everett again.
Yeah.
That one actually looked like it could have been on the Eagles.
Yeah, I think Barrios moved and the Eagles moved. You know, he's eager to have that one-on-one matchup. Play was probably intended for him. Things to get a little antsy there, but now the Eagles push him back another 5 with yet another penalty. I mean, they're only doing this to themselves.
It is just self-defeating football. These penalties. Timeout called here by Everett.
Yeah, I think Everett's a little miffed that the clock was running there, but after the penalty, the ref wound the clock, and I think Everett thought it was going to stop after the offensive penalty, but
That's Everett's second timeout. They have 1 remaining.
went from 56 to 24 without a play, or 29 without a play.
Yep.
And that is posing to be all the time in the world for these two offenses, especially the Eagles.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to have an exciting performance by the BCI cheerleaders.
So the Eagles defense is going to look to reconvene and close out this half. Just under 30 seconds remaining here in Dorchester. Everett is going to look to find something special. You'd have to say it really takes a miracle here with this long first down that they need to get.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know, Chris. I mean, Santiago just had a pretty big run a few plays before, so I wouldn't put it past him.
First and 20.
The run there by Everett, he's going to be wrapped up by the Eagles defense. Second and long.
Richard with a big open field hit there. You know, these BC High linebackers seem to be doing it on both sides of the field. This secondary is super experienced. You know, they have a few years under their belt, and with this new coaching staff, this new young crew, it seems like they're pretty revamped.
Yeah, you have to say the changes seem to be working pretty soon and right away. New coaching staff, a lot of change involved with the offense and the defense, but the players and the coaches have seemed to get allocated to the new system really quickly. Reminds me a lot about the Boston College football team and the way they've been able to change their system as well.
You know, it's like two sides of a coin, Chris. Two sides of a coin. Obviously, the Boston College Eagles with Dave O'Brien and our own Coach Zukowskis here on the Boulevard, getting things done.
2-0 start. They're going to look to stretch that to 3-0 today. This is a first half that is a hell of a lot more helpful than it is hurtful. As he's going to be wrapped up, 3rd and long.
It looks like Everett's trying to get a play off before the clock winds down. And
2 seconds up on the clock there.
Looks like they wasted a play there. Spiking it.
Spiking it to stop
Yeah.
the clock because they were out of timeouts.
Yeah.
So I'll take a shot for the end zone right now.
2 seconds remain in the first half.
I mean, all eyes are on Barrios and Ortiz here, but you never know with Santiago's speed.
This is one of those times where you just can't have missed coverage in the end zone. Flag thrown. There, they might get another. Oh, wow. Rodriguez still with the ball, just tiptoes out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like holding on
Everett, but that's
O-line.
going to be
Yeah.
declined, and that's going to take us in to halftime here at the Boulevard. 32-7, the BC High Eagles lead by a hefty sum. Brilliant first half offensively and defensively as they head into the locker room with their heads held high.
So that's halftime here at Murphy Family Stadium. Unbelievable half for the Eagles. So they go in at halftime leading Everett 32-7. We'll be back for start of the second half after this. Welcome back for the second half action here at Cotter Field at Murphy Family Stadium on the campus of BC High. We're back for second half action. Gentlemen, what an unbelievable first half for the Eagles right there.
Yeah, it's a great start, and you have to just nod your hat at the way they came out firing on offense. Really a lot of big plays early on. The pass game and the run game was working for them, as well as defensively finding some discipline towards the end of that first half. Jake, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it seems like every time the Eagles touch the ball, they're scoring within 2 minutes. The time of possession has been pretty much all Everett, in my opinion, and that just goes to show how fast this BCI offense is. But the defense has been doing their job. We cannot dismiss that. You know, making big plays. O'Donnell, Richard, our DBs and Javon and Moni, they are locking up, I tell you that. Other than some miscellaneous penalties here and there, it's been pretty clean for the Eagles defense.
So BC High kicking off from the Everett 45 because of a penalty at the end of the half. Big 15-yarder.
It looks like Legal. Oh.
He's going to get wrapped up. That's a big hit there by the Eagles special teams. Here as Everett takes the field at the beginning of the second half, they're going to look to chip away at this lead that the Eagles have.
You know, Legal, like Crowley, is that third weapon that each of these offensive has on the line here for wide receivers. And unlike the Eagles, they haven't really been using him that much. I feel like it's more centered towards the wings in the pass game.
Yeah, they definitely want their star wide receivers to be definitely the stars of the show today. The Everett offense is going to look to be a lot more dynamic as they need to put a lot more points on the board this half if they want to come back in this game. Rodriguez to start the half.
Santiago in the backfield.
He's going to take it himself. He's going to fake a quick pass and then get a block. And then he's going to be down for a gain of about 7.
Looked like a quick QB option there. Rodriguez decided to keep the ball, which he seems to have been doing throughout the game. You know, he's pretty confident in himself and his speed, and making a good decision on not pitching the ball there. You know, being patient with the ball, and being able to get a few yards out of what looked like kind of a rough play.
And Everett is going to look to get back into this game, not just with the big plays that we're so used to seeing in high school, but also those small 5-yard gains can be crucial as well to move your team up the field, as he's going to get down, but that's going to be good enough for a first down as the chains move.
Yeah, brought down there by Smith and LaPointe. That's a hefty 1-2 punch.
That is not a combo you want to run into.
No, not at all. We have Charlemont here on the right side for Everett. Hasn't really been used much this game. Ooh.
Wow. Big play there.
M. Hal.
That was Matt Halloran on the play.
Oof.
Great speed off the line. And he's going to wrap, I believe it was Rodriguez up on the play.
And he hits the Matthew Judon wipe of the mouth there in honor of the expats player. You know, he will be missed here in New England.
He will definitely be missed.
Yeah. Looks like we got trips on the left side. Again with Charlemont. It looks like they're kind of flipping their offense here in terms of left to right.
Wow, Rodriguez gets stopped by the defensive line. Big push there.
Yeah.
The Eagles coaching staff, understandably so, they're fired up after that play. Great play by the defense of the BC High Eagles as they're going to push them back a further about, I believe it was like 7 yards they got pushed back again.
Yeah, one of the things I've really liked seeing is a lot of substitution here by the Eagles. They've been doing it second half and now here in the third quarter. Third quarter. that really runs down a team, you know? I mean, Everett doesn't seem to be substituting too much. Shows the depth of BC High.
Rodriguez, the short pass down the left-hand side. He's going to gain a decent amount of yardage. It's still going to be 4th and long.
You know, more on that point by John there. BC High has got a lot of interchangeable parts up there on that line. It seems to be the same core in the linebacker and defensive back / safety positions. But you know, they're giving those big boys some rest up there. They're swapping Anish and Eli out for some more faster, more mobile guys when it seems that long plays are needed. And it looks like Everett's gonna punt the ball off.
Yeah,
here.
first punt of the day,
Yeah.
and we're into the 3rd quarter.
That is rare for high school football, I'll tell you that.
A lot of turnovers and a big offensive battle today, as the punt is going to be recovered by Ryan, who's going to take it through the gap, and he's going to keep going. He's going to get a block by Babka. Down the left side he goes all the way into the end zone. No flags there, as we have a player down hurt for Everett. Chirp Nation doesn't care as they go ballistic.
You know, Ryan has finally come into this game. He is a big part of Eagles special teams, offense and defense. He plays it all, showing you now he is a fast man. He is a fast boy. He turned on those afterburners. And Richard with that crucial block at the end there. Special teams really doing their job. It looks like they're gonna go for 1 here.
Well, it was unbelievable speed after Ryan retrieved the ball. He looked like he was gonna head down to the right-hand side towards the 50, but he cut back. Looked like he was gonna take a recess in yards, but he just continued to find gaps, got the block he needed. Another 6 points on the board there as DeLuca adds to the lead. The Eagles find themselves up by a lot more after that brilliant first offense here in the 2nd half. The Eagles now lead by 32.
Carter's hands might be getting a little cold here. Might have to keep him in the hand mitts. Not getting a lot of touches on offense as a QB. You know, got to stay warm with Babka and Barth on the side here.
It's what you call a good problem to have,
I
though.
was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
We'll take that any day, anytime.
I think this defense is starting to take some pride in what they do. You can really see the blood. They are bloodthirsty. You know, I think that was a big thing coming into this game, knowing about the versatility of the Everett offense. And the BC High defense has really come into their own this season. They are going wild.
There were doubts early on defensively. We thought it would be a bit of a great kick by LaPointe there.
Oh, yeah.
As Barrios is retrieving backfield. He's going to pick up only some. He's going to be taken down to the 12-yard line. Not great field position, has to be said.
Colton Blind making a very good tackle there to keep him inside the 15. I'll say it again. Defensive starting position for the Eagles has been key. Every time I believe they've started inside their 20 has been a short stint for the Everett offense.
Well, it's so true, and with the amount of offensive weapons the Eagles have, if they can add the defense and the special teams, what a layered football team that is.
Yep, and that's exactly what this new coaching staff is going for. They preach depth. They know these boys can do anything.
The snap to Rodriguez, who looks to answer. He's going to get through that gap, good speed, fake the toss. He's going to take it himself. He's brought down by Richard. Richard wasn't biting on that fake as he takes him down.
You know, smart by Rodriguez, though, to add the pump fake in there. You know, maybe get Richard off balance, but he stayed on his feet, planted that back hip, turned and made the tackle. It was a good play there.
And Rodriguez has shown his mettle as a little bit of a backyard quarterback, different than Carroll, who seems to drop back into the pocket a lot more. Rodriguez, an extremely dynamic quarterback who looked to roll out to the right side there and got a lot of yardage. Picked up 9 on that play, 2nd and short here, as they're going to pick up the first down.
You know, Chris, I think we have to credit that to how uncomfortable this BC High line is making Rodriguez feel. You know, I don't think we've paid much attention to the BCO line because we haven't seen them much, but they're making Cotter pretty comfortable back there.
Well, that's true. O-linemen, the unsung heroes, playing a fantastic game. Usually if you don't say anything about them, it does mean that they're playing a great game.
Yeah.
Providing a lot of protection for Carroll.
The unspoken war in the trenches, as they say.
Rodriguez takes it himself, finds a gap. He's going to get a block, and he's going to take it close to the 50. Good run by Rodriguez on the keeper. Just short of half field.
Once again, showing that option play there with the fake run, deciding to keep the ball. Rodriguez sees a gap, takes it with that speed. You know, he's special on the ground.
Timeout called by the Eagles.
That'll be their first timeout of the second half.
They're going to take their first of the second half.
You know, I can imagine Coach Z is just trying to get his guys a breather here. You know, we're not that far into the half here, but sometimes a mental reset is what a defense needs to get back into that bloodthirsty lust we were talking about earlier. You know, it seems like Coach Wash has given them a good chat down on that field, probably about intensity. He's an intense guy, and he knows what the hell he's talking about.
Well, it's always about trying to find that balance between talent, fundamentals, as well as toughness. And you have to say, when you get tired, the small things tend to get harder.
Exactly.
And your body tends to shut off, so the Eagles are going to try to not let that happen, as they're going to want to continue to pursue that idea of a perfect football game, which is probably impossible, but it's always good to try for it, as Santiago has a big run there, as he's going to be taken down at the 34-yard line.
Once again, Everett using their wheels on the ground to create these chunk plays. You know, I feel like BC High has to notice that at some point and somewhat commit. I don't want to say commit, but focus on the run a bit more than the pass. The pass hasn't really been in play for Everett here, and I think that's thanks to the pressure that they're putting on him. You know?
As the D linemen and the linebackers step up, there also is sometimes a gap with the secondary, but the BC High pass coverage has just been tremendous so far, as that is going to be Barrios that gets tripped up. Looked like he got tripped up by himself there.
Yeah.
He's still going to pick up about 7 on that play. 2nd and short left for Everett.
Second down and 4. At the BCI 28-yard.
We got Rodriguez on the right side here and Barrios and Wildcat. We can only imagine what's going to happen here.
Interesting play design by Everett, didn't quite work out, as they're not going to get anything on that play.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen that formation a few times from Everett here today. 3 times resulting in Barrios with the keep. I wonder if they'll get into any tricks here with an unsuspecting Rodriguez out wide.
Well, a lot of what they've attempted offensively has actually worked. They've been getting decent ground in terms of the run game. It's just about trying to open up the bag of tricks to see what's left for their offense.
Looks like Rodriguez is taking the snap here. Barrios in the slot. Ortiz far right.
That's going to be a flag on the play, and offside on Everett. Another early jump and a costly penalty. They had a drive in the first half similar to this one where they got to a position close to this one, and then it was the penalties that just took the sting out of their offense.
Makes it about 3rd down and 9.
That seems to be the story of this Everett red zone push. You know, not really focusing on the little things. Maybe getting a little antsy being this far down and this big of a hole at this point in the game. You know, it's never impossible, but it's looking pretty grim.
The dish to Santiago. He's going to be wrapped up by the Eagles, but a decent run there.
Everett's pushing it.
And they're pushing the pile. No whistle so far. Now we see a whistle from the near side referee. They're going to move the chains up. Great second effort there by Everett. Sometimes it's what it's all about, the difference between winning and losing a football game.
It's how much do you want it when the play is most dead? Can you push it forward a few extra inches? That's what it's about.
You know, impressive drive here by the Crimson Tide, but now we're under 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. They're just, you know, moving the ball, but they need a lot more than what they're doing here. They need some quick scores.
And Halloran was close to that pass as that ball is going to go out of play.
The signal here, it looks like it was a completed pass, and the ball went out of bounds.
Looked like he fumbled it on his own.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody touched him.
No, it didn't look like it. You know, maybe we got a little antsy with the open field there.
Well, it could have been on the transfer, and he saw yards ahead of him, and he got excited.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
It's catch and run, not run and catch.
The snap to Rodriguez. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get wrapped up. Big hit there by LaPointe.
LaPointe almost picking him up on that play. Got a big 3rd down here for the Everett offense if they want to switch something around. But as John just said, they're taking their time off this clock. And, you know, they're putting together a pretty impressive drive, but you wonder if they should start ramping up the pace pretty soon here.
They do have to get one into the end zone, and quickly. Just over a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. This quarter's flown by as well.
Looks like some confusion with the play here. Switching formation.
The snap to Rodriguez, who takes it to the right-hand side. He's going to get nothing. Great defensive play by the Eagles there.
Sorrell coming from that linebacker position.
Knocked out of bounds by number 4.
Getting outside to Rodriguez, who has been so quick getting to the corners. You know, that's a huge open field tackle for Cox.
It'll make it 4th down and about 5.
And the Crimson Tide are going to have 4th and 5 left to go. This is well and truly the game here. This play, they need this. First down at least.
I'd have to imagine, Chris, that they need this to stay in this ball game.
Rodriguez going to take it himself. He's going to air one out. Great pass coverage there by Babka, who hurts himself on the play.
Babka looking like he came down a little weird on his ankle. Uh-oh. No, maybe just a cramp. Maybe just a cramp. Hopefully, that's just what we're hoping down here. Didn't look too great, kind of hobbled off towards the end zone. But great coverage by him. He batted that ball out of the air.
Great coverage, and you know what they say, if you're going to get injured, at least make the play first.
Yeah.
And he made the play there.
Yeah.
As the Crimson Tide turned it over on downs.
And with that, it's the end of the third quarter here at Murphy Family Stadium. BC High with an impressive game so far, 39-7. And if I'm correct, and remember my Federation rules, with a 30-plus point lead at the end of the third quarter, we'll have a running clock. So this game's pretty much over. BC High will get the ball. Even at any time, the clock will run except for a timeout. So, wow is all I can say. This has been an amazing home opener for the Eagles.
Yeah, and we're thankful to say that Babka has gotten up and is running and seems to be okay, hyping up the crowd on his way back. But glad to see that it was just some little cramp that got the best of him there on that last play.
The Eagles are going to take over on offense after the defense did their job. They're going to take over from the 19-yard line.
This is the first time we've seen Carroll in the second half. You know, the defense and special teams making a statement tonight. You know, let's see what this offense can do.
Richard's going to check into the game.
I think they were probably missing Babka.
Yeah.
That's who the man down there, because he's not allowed back in for one play at least. Though it was the end of the quarter, so, but.
Elijah Donaldson in the backfield for the Eagles. Looks like some miscues for the Eagles.
Nothing really looked right about that play offensively in terms of the way they set up. Not surprisingly, they have to go back 5 yards.
And it looks like with this much time on the clock and this big of a lead, it looks like they're going to commit to running some clock. They got 2 tight ends in there and a big running back in Elijah Donaldson. So it looks like they're going to eat some clock here.
Well, this offensive system that Coach Z has in place just smells of winning football games. All of that run game. And in terms of the run game, what they do oftentimes is use the run game to their effect to open up the pass game eventually.
We have a player down that, that looks to be Barrios.
Yeah, it is, number 1,
That was number 28, Elijah Donaldson on the carry.
He's down on the play. Seems to be wincing in pain pretty badly. Looks like an ankle, I want to say, or a lower left leg injury of some sort. You know, we can only hope that, just like Babka, it's a cramp.
Barrios is going to receive treatment on the field as the ref ushers the Eagles back off the field.
Beautiful night here in South Boston, Dorchester, Columbia Point. Clear skies, can see the skyline pretty perfectly from our vantage point.
There's no question this is one of the best press box views there is in the state. Get a good look at Murphy Family Stadium here, concession stand. But the skyline is amazing.
Barrios getting carried off.
Barrios will be applauded off the field.
Yeah. He's been one of the most impactful players for what Everett has brought tonight. And, you know, you hate to see him go.
You do hate to see him go. You always hate to see players go, and that is a huge loss for the Crimson Tide offense. But it will be the Eagles offense to take over.
Babka back in. Babka and Barth on the edges. 2 tight end package. Elijah Donaldson in the backfield.
Carter Carroll with the toss. And a good run made there by Donaldson.
And you can kind of tell the difference in backs that BCI has. Richard being more of a bigger, taller, stronger back, while Elijah Donaldson has got the speed. He hit that line like no one else. And he's pretty shifty too. That's the first real big run for him. And he's going to be a key player moving forward this season.
I was going to say, with the shiftiness component of a running back, if you have one who can really bulldoze his way through that A-gap like Richard can, it is always helpful to have the depth at the running back position that the Eagles offer. Here's Carroll, 1st and 10.
Tamil in the
Fakes the
backfield.
toss. He's going to pass it now. Now he's going to take it himself. He's going to connect with Babka as he's going to look to beat his first man, and he's going to get the stiff arm. And Babka is going to take this inside the 5, just short of scoring the touchdown. Great play by Carroll and a great defensive read there as well to find Babka after rolling out to the left side. Great mobile quarterbacking from Carter Carroll, and Babka with a great stiff arm and a great physical play to take it down all the way to the 2-yard line.
You know, Chris, that's the first time I think we've seen Carter roll out tonight. You know, credit to the O-line, but that was a great find in Babka, being one of the bigger receivers in this league, laying the hurt on that Everett DB.
And there we see an example of Carroll taking it for himself, putting the offense on his back and making that read. Great read by Carroll. High intelligence right there as he finds Babka for the big play.
Yeah. Tamil in the backfield. Looks like they're going for a bigger back.
Donaldson is going to run this all the way into the end zone. Apologies, it was Kundef on the carry. That's going to be another score for the Eagles, as they now put up a big number in the mid-40s.
Tamil, like Richard, is a big, strong back, and he powered through to get that touchdown.
Nate DeLuca is going to look to add on with this extra point.
To put the Eagles up by 39.
Better snap that time and a great kick, as that's straight through the uprights. 46-7 now, I believe, after the extra point. 7:40 left to go here in the game with a running clock.
Remaining. BCI 46, Everett.
Chirp Nation is still here, and you can hear them. You know, the boys down there on the right side of the Murphy Family Stadium have been relentless tonight. And you can only accredit so much to them because this football team has done everything. But I can only imagine Chirp Nation helps.
Well, it can't hurt them having
Absolutely
the entire
not.
school community on their side,
No.
as Chirp Nation finds themselves completely intertwined with this team. And this team has, just like you said, played tremendously on both sides of the ball tonight. Here's LaPointe is going to kick this off to the Everett Crimson Tide. LaPointe with that left boot. Good kick this time.
Looks like Santiago's back there after.
Santiago is
Barrios
back.
is
He's going to
out.
get a block and then run down the sideline. Only to about the 30-yard line, as the Everett Crimson Tide are going to look to make this look a little bit more respectable here tonight.
Everett will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
If things turn out like it seems they might, this will be the first win in 4 years, I believe, that BC High has had over Everett. Everett's kind of had their number in recent years. I believe winning 3 of the 3 contests previously. But BC High is revamped, reloaded, and ready to go.
Rodriguez with the carry. He's going to get nothing there. Big loss. Good play by the Eagles defense.
Almost a horse collar by Lee there. Thankfully, he didn't get his grip quite well enough. Could have moved a little forward there on that one.
Max Matthews in on the tackle for BCI.
Looks like Adam Ayub is in for Kamani at corner. I believe Sorrell has moved to corner 2, making some defensive substitutions with this big of a lead. You want to get some experience on some of the younger guys.
Absolutely, here as Rodriguez gets taken down. Brilliant defensive play there made by Ayub.
Checking in, making plays. That's how you do it.
In on the tackle.
That is the kind of instant impact you want to make in a football game.
Mike Conley in there at safety as well. You know, he's been an impact safety tonight.
All of the Eagles' secondary has been pretty solid with their pass coverage, not giving up too much yardage on those big plays that we're so used to seeing at the high school level. Rodriguez on 3rd and 10. He's going to fake the handoff and take it himself. Good run up the middle. And a hefty gain down at the 48-yard line.
Big gain once again, but Ayub, 2 tackles in a row.
Get on the tackle.
Rodriguez is relentless with that speed.
And it also says a lot about the depth that John was talking about earlier. Adding some experience for those guys who haven't really been in as much as they would like to is really important, especially for those guys, even with the score like this. Here's Rodriguez rolling off to the right. Pressure from O'Donnell. He's going to force the interception. Richard's going to take it himself, and he's going to keep the ball as the Eagles take over. That's a 1-2 punch defensive play. O'Donnell with the pressure forces a quick throw from Rodriguez, and it's Richard who brings the offense back onto the field. What a play, Jake.
Tackle made by Barrios. Good to see him back in this game. You know, we really didn't know how things were going to turn out for him, but it seems like he is A-okay. Richard with a hawk down there. He read that QB, and he picked off that ball. You know, Rodriguez not being as accurate on the run as most QBs are. So Richard making a great play on the interception.
And it was a very smart play, similar to a Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl, just cutting off the pass in front of the receiver and completely reading Rodriguez's throw. Here the Eagles take over, the handoff. Great speed to the left side. Donaldson turns on the turbo jets. He's going to be taken down after a gain of about 5.
And he can cut. Donaldson can make some cuts. Seeing him look at the blocks he had, bouncing it to the left, and using that speed to get what would have been a small run, a couple yards.
As this clock just continues to run, just over 1:30 left to go in this game, as the Eagles are just going to see this one through.
You know, you wonder if they're going to run the ball again or go victory formation here with the little amount of time on the clock.
Carroll's going to wait for the snap.
He's taking his time. Yep, victory.
Victory formation by the Eagles, under a minute left to go. And like you were saying earlier, the versatility of this Eagles performance, Carroll has not had to be the star today. There's been many stars and even unsung heroes today that have won this football game for the Eagles. A beautiful home opener performance as they wipe the Everett Crimson Tide 46-7, as the clock is just going to burn out and the Eagles win this game. Jake, what are your thoughts on that overall performance?
You know, as the score tells, this is a completely different BC High team. You know, we went into it with high hopes for each of the offenses, but BC High looked to dominate on both sides of the ball. I want to shout out that BC High D-line constantly causing mayhem for Rodriguez. And I want to credit the Everett offense for going through what they just did. Rodriguez is a wonderful player. He used his speed and versatility to get out of that pocket many times and create nothing into something. And you know, we can only congratulate both teams on how they played today, and especially our Eagles as they celebrate down by the 10-yard line as a team. This is a great day to be an Eagle on this field.
And if you were watching the live stream at home, thank you for being with us, and a good night to you.
Yeah, and that'll do it here at Murphy Family Stadium. 46-7 is the final score. BC High goes into another bye. They have another bye next week before they open Catholic Conference play at Malden Catholic at 2 weeks. So this is it here from BC High. I'm John Galvin, saying good night for everybody here. Jake Kaler, Chris Curran, thanks you guys were great tonight. I hope you had a lot of fun. Good night and have a great time.